guys. Oh, you've guessed it. I'm waiting for my daughter. And of course I have again. Louie. Oh, what was the nickname? Thought I was gonna call him, and I was like, oh my god, it's not even his name. That's so funny. Anyway, I have a question. So, if you have kids, boy, girl, doesn't matter. What is your guys' stance on not necessarily bullying, because I don't know if that's what's going on at my daughter's school, but what would you do if you had a kid and they were super bubbly, very outgoing, wanted to do things, loved going to school, wanted to be there 15 minutes early so that way they can run on the playground and play, to having that, then turning on the other switch of not wanting to go to school, wanting to leave where it's like 15 minutes before the bell rings, but knowing I have to wait in line to drop her off, him or her, depending on what you have, to not being excited about going to school, wanting to go to school last minute, every single day saying it was okay. Like, if you asked, oh, how was your day at school? It was okay. Because that's what my husband and I are dealing with right now with our youngest daughter. She's 9. She's the middle child, but she goes to school. Like I told you in my initial video, we came from Arizona, but lived in California and only lived in Arizona for 2 years. So my daughter has not been in Arizona school district for that long at all. Now we're back in California, and she's in a different city than what she was in before we left. However, we're just noticing changes, and it could just be her age. She's 9. And so I do have to take that into consideration, but I also have to take into consideration little things that are going on and little things that she has said to me. There was one incident where she had brought her soccer ball to school, and she was playing with the soccer ball with another girl on the field, and another girl, I guess, obviously this is something that my daughter had retold us, but this other girl who's in the same grade came up to her, took her soccer ball, and tried to kick it over the fence, and told my daughter that she had a unibrow. Which I did laugh when she did tell me that, because I'm like, wow. A, she truly, truly does not have a unibrow. B, wow, what a dick. Like, kids are so mean. Especially to say it even when another kid doesn't have that. Just to say it in general is rude, but you're more of a dick to say it just because. Like, to me, that's bad parenting. And so she had told me that when she had got in the car after school one day, and the only way I can, I guess, have her not be angry or have her not have her feelings hurt is to just tell her, you don't know what goes on. Not saying it's okay, not saying it's appropriate for someone else to talk crap about you like that, but what I told her was, you don't know what goes on at her house. You don't know how her parents speak to her, how her parents treat her, or who she lives with, a family member, or whatever. Like, you don't know her circumstances. So not saying that it's okay, but let it go in ear, out the other. Let it roll off your back. Like, don't let it bother you. I told her, first of all, I showed her a picture. This is what a unibrow is. Look in the mirror. She pulled the mirror down in the car. She's like, ew, Mom, I do not have that. I'm like, my point exactly. You don't have that.
Mom.
Yeah.
Mom.
Oh, yes, iPad doing that. There you go. I'll take that. And so, you know, just to explain to her, like, this is what a unibrow is, and homegirl, you don't have that, okay? So, kind of give her some reassurance, which, again, but as a mom, it's like, oh, really? You want to talk about my daughter? But, I mean, what am I going to do? She's probably 9 years old, too. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure every parent goes through that, you know, being super protective of your child, and, you know, that's just sad. It's just hurtful. Kids are so mean nowadays. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know if it's just social media, if it's people watching, you know how kids watch all those YouTube, the families. My kids watch it. I'm not going to lie. They do watch it. But I don't know what it is nowadays. Kids are just not brought up with the, I guess, values that we were brought up with. And of course, it was a different time back then. So I'm totally understanding of that. But I'm just wondering if any of you parents have gone through that, where your child is showing distress, like that he or she doesn't want to go to school, he or she is faking sick, or, you know, just things to get them out of school. So, I mean, we got here I disenrolled them in Havasu August 30th, and they started here in November. Not by my fault, you guys. That's how ridiculous this school district is. It's so stupid. Anyway, but so she hasn't even been in this school for that long, and I'm already noticing such a difference in her attitude. She's mean. No. She's not mean. She's snappy. And I don't know if that has anything to do with things that are going on at school. I always ask both my daughters, how was your day at school? Yes, good, no, bad. What did you eat for lunch? Those are my two main questions. You want your blankie? Or you want your milk? Milk? So those are my, you want Bop It? Because it'll, you know that game Bop It? I don't know if it's game. I think it might be just this. Yeah, he loves this thing.
Bop it to start. Quiet.
You want this? You sheepish. So, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have run into that with your kid or kids, because, I mean, as a parent, it's so scary. It's so concerning because, again, kids are so mean nowadays. So it's like, I don't really think I'll get the whole story from my daughter, because I don't know if she's embarrassed to talk about it, or she just doesn't want to talk about it, or if she feels like she can't tell me or her dad. Like, I don't know. So every single day I always ask, how was your day? You know, what's going on? What happened? And today she called me because she has one of those watches where she can call me. And it must have been like at lunchtime, because it was like 11 something. And I said, oh, baby girl, what are you doing? Why are you calling me? And she's like, oh, nothing. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm just sitting on the concrete. I'm like, oh, why? And she's like, oh, just cause. I said, oh, okay. And then she was like, oh, I have two friends I want to introduce you to. So I said, okay. So I said hi to her friends. And then she was like, oh, Mom, somebody pushed another kid, and that kid accidentally hit me in my stomach, and now my belly really hurts. I said, okay, well, like, is it bad enough to where you want to come home? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And again, this is somebody who would never want to get picked up from school. Never would want to get picked up from school unless she was like really sick. I mean, granted, she's 9, so of course, before when she was younger, she did have those days where she did fake sick because I did pick her up 2 times when we lived in California before we had moved, and she was in kindergarten. And then the other times she really was sick. So, I mean, I just feel like she's going through something where she truly does not want to be at school, and she's finding any excuse to get picked up or not go. And just last week, she was totally fine in the morning. She ate oatmeal for breakfast, and she did end up telling me she had a soda, but she threw up on the way to school while we were waiting in line to, in the parking lot to drop her off. She threw up, but she was totally fine in the morning. So I figured to myself, okay, you know what, that must have been a combination of oatmeal and a Diet Coke. I don't know. What? Bop it? Milk? So I don't know if she's just going through something right now to where it's making her so nervous that she's getting nauseous to go to school. And again, she's the type of kid where she wanted to get there early. She's so bubbly. She's so fun. She loves school. What? Yeah, they're coming. And so just to see her now is like, it's so heartbreaking because there's something wrong and I don't know what it is. And I talk to her and I talk to her, and I don't want to pry too much because I don't want her to be like, oh my God, just get out of my room. Just leave me alone. And she had said that she doesn't know why, but she's angry all the time and she can't keep her room clean, which is true because I did tell you guys that I cleaned her room, and she told me the reason why she can't keep her room clean is because she's constantly throwing stuff around because she's mad. And I said, well, why are you mad? She's like, well, because I don't have any friends at school and I don't want to be here. I want to go back to Havasu. And I'm like, okay, well, cut and dry, we're not going back. Like, and I break things down for my daughter to get her to understand. And I told her, you can't make money out there. Plain and simple. Like, we sold our house to move there, and we were not about to blow through all of our money just to live there. And then what? Nothing. So we had a cutoff amount where we're like, if... What? Yeah, baby. Oh, you want your blanket? Take your shoes off. Your feet are probably sweating. We had a set amount where we're like, okay, well, I did find a job. Ugh, that's just too much of the story. But, so I basically told her, we can't go back there. Like, we can go back to when we retire, when, we buy another house and we, buy one out there. But right now we can't. It's not good for us to go back just for you to go to a good school. So I had asked her, I said, do you want to be homeschooled? Like, do you not want to go to school that much where you just want to be homeschooled? And she's like, no, I'll go to school. And I'm like, okay, well, what did I tell her? I was like, okay, well, if you want to go to school, like, you need to be more communicative. You need to talk and, tell us what's going on. And she's like, okay, Mom. So she was good last night, but then again this morning, she didn't want to go to school. She waited till the last minute. She was looking for a ball pump to pump up her soccer ball, but she literally was in the backyard looking for it until like 10 minutes before her bell rang. And it takes us 3 minutes to get here, 3 minutes in line. So it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What are you doing? So, I don't know. So, I called her school today, and I asked her teacher to call me so that way we can schedule a parent-teacher conference because I need to figure out what the heck is going on. Like, is my daughter being picked on? Is she being bullied? Like, something is going on to where she doesn't want to go to school. Not because she lives here. I feel like something is going on. I feel like, and usually moms, your gut feeling, it's pretty on point, pretty much, I honestly feel like 2 ways. I kind of feel like she's being picked on. And I feel like since she moved here and started school, after school has started, kids have already made their friends. Kids have already made their cliques and their little groups. And maybe she just can't find the right niche to be in. Maybe she wants to be friends with certain people, but they don't want to be friends with her. So I'm thinking one of those two. So I'm supposed to hear from her teacher, if not by the end of the business day today, then tomorrow, to go over. I already know she has straight A's. Her grades are not my concern. However, her emotions and her character, that's my concern. I want to know how she's doing in the class. Is she talking to people? Is she shy? Because I already told, I had talked to my dad about it, and I'm like, if the first thing that teacher says is, oh, she's timid, she's shy, she doesn't really talk, to the kids, boom, that's it. That's all I need to know, because that tells me something is going on to where my daughter is uncomfortable. And I know my daughter well enough to know she's so goofy and she's so funny that when she's in an uncomfortable situation, she's going to get out of it, because she's that much of a warrior that she can never be in an uncomfortable situation, because she's always the funny one. She's always the goofball. She's always the one, that is just the outgoing child. So I'm gonna know that something is going on based on what that teacher tells me. Now, if she says, oh no, she's great, she communicates, she works well with others, she's bubbly, she's a great student. Now, if she says something like that, then I'm gonna kind of think that she just can't find good click to be. Yep, Grace is coming, so you might want to watch her Santa. So, again, there are two ways that I feel like this is going to play out. And, I've already talked to my husband with possibly homeschooling her and just getting her into tons of extracurricular activities, like soccer. She's always wanted to play soccer. She has voiced that she wants to do karate now. She also says she wanted to play volleyball, softball, or volleyball. She might want to play all of them, and I just can't remember. But yeah, I told my husband, I'm like, you know what, if something is going on where I do have to pull her out and homeschool her myself, then you know what, I'm gonna do it, because I cannot sit here and let my child be belittled and picked on. And nowadays there's not really much you can do in the schools, especially if it's a public school. Like, granted, they'll shove whatever they can down your throat for your kid to learn, but when it comes to bullying, yeah, they're kind of touching on bullying, but they're not doing enough, like, in my opinion. That's just, nothing has happened to, thank God, but nothing has happened to a family member's child or no one that we know of. But just the stories that I've heard, it's just, I just feel like they really aren't doing enough for bullying. But I don't know, you guys. I'm so sad for her. I'm scared for her, and I'm sad for her. I'm scared for her because kids are just, like I said, kids are so nasty. They're so mean. They say such hurtful things. And it's hard to rebound after you've been, taken down so far. Especially as a child, especially being 9 years old. You're just a baby. That just breaks my heart. And to see her get out of the car knowing, facial expression wise, that she didn't want to go, truly makes me feel horrible. Like, it really, really does. Like, I feel like I'm failing as a protector. And it's like, I know there's only so much I can do. And it's hard because, especially if she won't talk to me or her dad, like, what's going on, then how do we know? But I think I'm just being pulled in so many different directions with my emotions, like on how I feel about it. But I need to do definitely what's best for her. Like if she's gonna want to be homeschooled, which I mean, I already looked at the academy that I want her to be homeschooled through, and I'm over her feeling like she's inadequate. I'm over her feeling like how do I explain it? Her body language is very, I'm worth nothing. That's her body language but that also could be from being lonely during the day and not having anybody to play with. Like, oh, I feel sorry for myself, I have nobody to play with. Like, it could be that too. So maybe I'm reading the body language wrong. But either way, I don't want her to ever feel inadequate, not good enough, the outcast, anything like that. Like, I will make sure that I do everything to make her feel loved and special and everything that I can as a parent, which I'm positive all you guys feel that way about your own child, and even nieces and nephews that if you don't have any. But so that was kind of like my little rant today. But yeah, I kind of just want to talk to her teacher and figure out what's going on, like if she has noticed anything, which if she has noticed something and hasn't brought it to my attention, especially being the new kid in the class and the school, that's really gonna tick me off. Yeah. Well, what'd you throw it for? Oh my gosh, you guys, it's like way over there in the corner. You're about to get a view you didn't want to see. Stand by. There you go. You're all laughing. What a jerk. Didn't even want it. Children. Anyway. Yeah, I took your shoes off because I turned the car off. I don't want you to be hot and sweaty. So yeah. Yes. I get like so close to the end of my video and he's like, ah. Yep, Grace is coming. Grace will be here any minute now. This fool did not take a nap. It's early out, so they get out at 2:05. What? Milk? Yep, Grace is gonna be here any minute. So yeah, so again, that was my rant, and I'm really just hoping that her teacher tells me something good, not something negative. Stop it. Again, she has straight A's, so I know it's not going to be a grade issue. I know it's not going to be, oh, she's not doing well in the class. I'm just more concerned it's going to be more of a, she's shy, because I might just go off on that teacher. Not saying it's the teacher's fault. Don't get me wrong. There are great teachers out there, but there are also some crapshoot teachers too. Teachers that just should not be teachers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I just hope that it's nothing serious, and I just hope that she can break through this veil of insecurity, if in fact that's what it is, and to just be herself. I'm just afraid that she can't be herself, which is that funky, bubbly girl. Like, this girl purposefully would mismatch her socks. That's like, to get you an idea of how funky she is, like in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, yeah, and third grade. She's in third grade. But when we lived in Havasu, oh yeah, mismatched socks. And I'd be walking, Chris, you're embarrassing me. What is going on? Mom, it's how I want to dress. All right, I let her be. You do it, girl. You do it. Because I know I could not do it. Nope. But yeah, if you can imagine, they had like uniforms, half uniforms. You could wear whatever bottoms, but you had to wear like the same shirt. Black, gray, or white shirts with like funky colored zebra socks. And then like a polka dot sock.
Mom.
Yeah, that's my daughter. But it's so funny because she did
Mom.
it purposefully.
Mom. 2.
2 tags, yep. Technically there's 3 in there.
Mom.
He's talking so much, oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, I've been rambling your ear
Mom.
off for 25 minutes.
2.
So
Mama.
just think about me and my daughter. Pray. I just hope she's not, I just really hope she's not being picked on. That's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear, that she's being picked on. But again, I've taken too much of your guys' day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll upload this video. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have some good news. Maybe like a meeting with the teacher or something. I don't know. But I'll keep you guys up to date. Okay, bye.